Hello, good morning. In the previous class, we have studied the physical significance of grad phi. So this is the equation which we calculated in the last class, that is d phi by dr is equals to, this is the operator, that is operator means that is value of del phi by del x. Operator means del by del x of I plus del by j. This is the operator into phi, and this is the unit vector, that is the r. So when we remove this vector sign in the of the dr, so we can write this vector dr is equals to r into dr. So if we write this is the unit vector r into dr. So here dr goes to this side, there is a no vector of dr, so that's why we take here unit vector r. Okay. So this is the equation what we get in the last class, that is the physical significance of grad phi. Here where r is the vector, r is the unit vector along PQ. This is the PQ. So this r is the unit vector along PQ, that is the direction of displacement, okay, direction of displacement. So therefore d phi by dr, this d phi by dr is the directional derivation of phi, is called the directional derivative of phi. So as this phi is the vector's value of scalar function, so therefore this d phi by dr is the directional derivative of phi. It is called the directional derivative of phi. So the rate of change is maximum. Okay. So this rate of change with respect to r, that is the rate of change is maximum if r is along the operator into phi. This rate becomes maximum, that is the angle between operator phi and r is 0. Okay. So what is the meaning of this equation? The gradient of the scalar field phi is the scalar field. So hence the gradient of the scalar field phi defines a vector field. This is a vector field because here the vector exists. So that's why gradient of a scalar field phi defines a vector field, the magnitude of which is equal to the maximum rate of change of phi. That means this ratio, this directional derivative becomes maximum. That means the rate is maximum if r is along the operator dot phi. If that means the angle between these two, that means the angle between these two becomes 0. So then that time rate of change is the maximum. So therefore we define a gradient of scalar phi as a vector field, the magnitude of which is equal to the maximum rate of change of phi, and the direction of which is the same as the direction of the displacement along which the rate of change of phi is the maximum. That means the direction of displacement along PQ. Okay. So this is the meaning of physical significance of grad. So our next topic is the physical significance of divergence. Okay. So we know that the divergence is the dot product of the vector field, that means the product of the operator, the dot product of the operator and the vector field. Okay. And we know that the curl is the vector product of that is the cross product of the vector field and the vector. Okay. So the divergence is the divergence of a vector and gradient of a scalar. So here divergence of a vector is the limiting value of the net outward flow of some physical quantity, that is the divergence divergence of a vector is a limiting value of net outward flow of some physical quantity quantities, that is, we can write here fluid. Okay, fluid means the liquid or the electric flux. That means the net outward flow of the electric flux or the net flow of fluid. Okay, so through the surface area, of unit volume as the volume approaches to 0. Okay, so this is the meaning of physical significance of divergence. That is, the divergence of a vector is the limiting value of the net outward flow of some physical quantities. In that we consider fluid or the electric flux through the surface area. Here we are considering small surface area of unit volume because the volume approaches to 0. So consider a closed volume V. Here we draw a diagram. So here we are considering a closed volume. Okay, volume V is the volume of this surface area, and S is the surface area. Here S is the surface area and volume is the V. And in the vector field, this is in the vector field exists. So let us consider a vector field at point P. Here we are considering point P, and this point P considered in a small surface area which has the value is the ds. We are considering small surface area out of this total surface area, and in that surface area there is a point P exists in the vector field. Okay, and the vector field is the A. So the direction of A is the outward directions. This is the vector A from point P. Okay, here we are considering vector field at point P on the surface B A, and let ds is the vector representative, a small area surrounding at point P, and its direction is outward direction. Okay, so this is the outward normal drawn from point P, its direction being that of the outward drawn normal to the surface. Okay, and if here theta is the angle between this outward normal drawn and the vector field A, theta is the angle. Here theta is the angle between the vector field A and the outward normal, the outward drawn normal to the direction, okay, the direction of the field vector, Okay, so this theta is the angle between the direction of the field vector and the outward drawn normal to the surface. This is the drawn normal to the surface. This is the surface, normal to the surface at point P. Okay, normal to the surface at P. So then therefore flux of the field out of the area. So therefore we are calculating electric flux or the fluid. That is the limiting value of the net outward flow of electric flux. This surface area, and this is the surface, and this is the volume, and this is the normal. Okay. So therefore the flux of the field, flux of the field out of area ds, that means here the field exists, and out of this area ds the flux of the field has the value, that is value is nothing but the A into area ds. Okay, and ds has a value cos theta, that means the vertical value of the ds component, that is A ds cos theta, and it is nothing but the vector A into vector ds. If we apply that means the dot product of the vector, dot product of two vectors, we get this value A into, that is the magnitude of the two vector, A and ds is the magnitude of two vectors, and cos of the angle between the two, that means A into ds. Okay, this is the flux of the field out of the area ds. Therefore the total flux of the field out of the whole surface, if we are considering whole surface, for that we are considering small surface, we are taking the here ds. Then if we consider the total surface area of S, so therefore the total flux of the field, out of the whole surface, okay, so this value is the first out of the area ds, this is the flux, and out of the whole surface ds we get the resultant, that means the integration of vector A into vector ds. Okay, so this is the total flux. I hope you understand. Here we are considering a volume, and in that surface area is the S and volume is the V. In that we are considering point P. Okay, so let us the value of the point P and the surface area ds be the vector representing a small area surrounding the point P, its direction being that of the outward normal drawn to the surface. Here in that two normal and A, there is the angle theta exists, that is theta is the angle between the vector field A and the normal drawn outward to the area ds. Then we are calculating the flux of the field, because we are calculating the electric flux. Okay, limiting value of the net outward flow of the some physical quantities, and in that we are considering electric flux. So this is the flux of the field out of the area ds, and this is the value of total flux of the field out of the whole surface. The remaining part of this equation we will see in the next class. Thank you.